on event. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we're gonna be chatting briefly concerned of this one, Salesforce. That is concerned with the Salesforce. So, how is a Salesforce really affecting our societies? Okay, this is basically for travelers, mostly for travelers, and then travelers who are very similar and very connected to the citizens, to their country citizens, who are really not traveling, but whatever they travels, they will think back with the citizens they left over another countries, and then they always unite themselves, and then they keep themselves united, and then whatever how hard they work for one city, they work for one city is 5 years, and then they know they have a very severe connections with that particular cities. They want that city to remain wherever they are transferring their skill from one party or from one city to another cities. That is what we are really handling here. And then with that, we're gonna be chatting briefly with this one with London stars. Okay, that is London stars, the people who are on YouTube's. London stars who are on YouTube's, and then that is their concerns. Okay, if you are on YouTube like me, because I do YouTube's and then you do YouTube's, the other one does YouTube's, and then the other one is London stars. They're mostly using radios. They're with radios, and then there is another London stars that are normally using what they call newsletters, okay, newspapers, and then they are journalists, and then they do graphing with their phones from one area to another, and then they publish it, and then people normally read. And then here I just mentions what make this one London star. Okay, in this, of course, that is a in one priorities, that is a respects for my cities, and then the defense I have in this city. That is one priorities, and then one answer that make London a stars from my own opinions. And then we say it in the second questions. What make different? Uh, what make different? What make you a fan? Okay, what make you a fan? If you are different, you are really a fan, or what make you really different a London star here. If you have a London, you are a London star. Being a London star, that is you are maybe on YouTube's. Either you have different your journals, you does journals with London Free Press, or you does different business Salesforce advertisements. You are handling Salesforce advertisements. People know you, and then you sit on a certain things, certain product like this, certain product like this. You have your logos of a certain kind of product like this, and then I bought it, and then this one bought it, that one bought it, and then we are your friend, right? We are using your product. This is, let's take example Squares. This is product from Squares. Okay, this product is made by Square. If Square made it, because the product is affordable, okay, they make it affordable, and then we bought it, right? I begin using because I can afford it, and then that's match my standard, and then I become their friend, right? I become a friend. If I'm a friend there, if I feel very offensive because I work a little bit according to according to my content, I work there, and then I'm relating your content, which is which set this order here as a Square to my own opinions, and then how do you feel to yourself there as a friend? Okay, you are faint there yourself, I'm here, you are faint, and then how is the self force you have there, and then I have here affecting you? That is what we said in the certain questions. What make you a faint? Okay, so that is particularly one thing. That is the introductions will make you a faint. Introductions of you, and then and then who acts first should be the introductions. If I say it, what make you a friend, and then that is me who asks you. Okay, because I have a Salesforce ideas, and then you come to my door, you knock, bang bang bang, and then I open the door. I ask you, what make you a friend here? Okay, so if I ask you what make you a friend, and then because you knock my door, and then you have the opinion. You have to tell me exactly what brought you to my door, you know. So because you knock the door, you have the opinion. You will tell me this is my order, this is my order, and then simple. If I have it, I tell you I have it. If I don't, and then I don't, right? So that is one priority. What make you a friend? And then introduction of you, and then who acts first must be clearly introduced. If it is to her or to him, and then should be clearly introduced other than the taking actions or measurements. Okay, you're gonna take a measurements, and then you're gonna begin measuring my head. I'm too sick. Let me go home, and then let me not buy this and the food stuffs from the store there. You know, this is a big mall. You sit on the big mall to door. You begin closing the door, and then these doors, this city mall entry has this one, 4 doors from this side, and then 4 doors on the other end. 4 doors there, and then 4 doors here, and then 4 doors there, and then another 4 doors somewhere there. That is a city mall. You know, this is the one intersections there. 4 doors. Another intersections there, 4 door. Another intersections there, 4 doors. 4 doors, 4 doors, 4 doors, 4 doors. You know, that is 4 doors. And then if you close them, and then people have to go like as if there is no longer different fan here. There is no longer London stars. And then what is the use? And then still the whole city mall is running on the video surveillance. What is the case there? What is the opinions? What is the suspiciousness? That is your introduction. If you want, you put the whole thing in your heart, and then you can still harm more people. You want to harm people because you want to kill, right? If you want to involve, you want to involve your rebel activities. That's what we call Salesforce. Okay, that is particularly what we turn to be called a Salesforce. It's non-outbreak, but that is particularly Salesforce. Okay, what do you have in your addition, in your Salesforce? Okay, that is really what we ask. What do you really have in your Salesforce? So that could be the brand for sales, and then how to introduce those brands, okay, to the what to the buyers, to the sellers, okay. Okay, things London stars don't, particularly things London stars don't, should be hospital policy for doctors, and then London stars don't do that. Hospital policies for doctors, outbreak disease policies for doctors. Okay, non-Salesforce, whatsoever the case might be or may be, that is none of your business, none of my business, none of another individual business. Because if I'm involved with YouTube's, and then you found your case is there too severely, what is required there, the measurements should be you are tackling yourself between you and me, should be the police. Okay, you call the police, you tell me your case is with me too much, you sit here, and then you wait for the police to come, and then I sit and then I wait for the police to come. So that is between me and you, we have a problems. And then the police, if you send your police also anyhow without addition, without the clarifications of things London stars don't, and then you sell the police anyhow, and then they come with the outbreak ideas, and then that is a doctors don't. You know that. A doctors don't. I'm a doctor there, you know. That's why I come to what? To your Salesforce. I'm already a doctor there. I don't. You know? That is one thing you should put there in your mind, and then remember that. So on another areas should be this year, the hospital for those priorities should apply hospital for those priorities. And then when this one the Salesforce failed, when a Salesforce failed, what shall a Salesforce do? They should close till find again. Okay, you close yourself automatically you are fined again. That is what it is. And then if myself, I introduce myself, I cannot introduce myself, and then you start anyhowly because I tell you these orders like this. And then what is from this message here you are getting from me here should be your response to me back. What will you be able to give me back if I meet you here anywhere? Because this is my face. This much here, I card myself a passport, and then you cannot see me there. And then these things which I put all on me here, this is Microsoft there. You can see that is Microsoft, and then this is my logos, and then the logos may turn like that. Okay, my turn like that, and then you may not know me, and then the whole thing I put like this, I zip myself, and then I button myself out there. You cannot see me, right? And then I put something on me also, on my back, and then I'm carrying my things. I want to buy things, and then I want to go back. Okay, and then your Salesforce, right? Your Salesforce, you got existed, and then when Salesforce failed, you failed there. You failed your Salesforce orders, and then your door is closed because people don't want you to sell anymore. There, and then I don't know. For me, I don't know you, even you don't know me, and then what will be your idea? Your idea should be the what your respect. Your respect come from your introductions. If you fail to respect your introductions, you failed your Salesforce. That's your Salesforce who failed you, not me who failed you. And then why shall you bring your upgrade ideas, and then you're gonna begin jumping to upgrade, to outbreaks? I'm not for outbreaks. I'm there to buy and then go. That is all I have there on criteria areas that. And then what is driving this one, the Salesforce into market squares? Okay, that is a question for the Salesforce. What is driving them to market squares? That is particulars when the Salesforce really failed, and then their door is closed, and then they are no longer this one, they are getting access to high authorities to withdraw those money which they charge from the customers. Okay, they take some monies anyhowly, they increase some tax from the customers. The customer was complaining, vending, I want this much money given back to me. The guy refused, and then the whole things become a sell force, because that is a sell force. The sell is using a force to sell the product. When you put the price, not according to this one, to London stars capacities. Okay, this is London stars. We have a star. I'm not a star, but I'm a YouTuber. I do YouTubes, whatever. I don't meet them. I not even live in their households. Okay, London stars households. But what I know is that is London stars who are affected down there, because for them they set the price. They are somewhere. Now they left the store for those sales, and then those sales even not come from their house. They are not living in their households. Every individual come from whoever applied to your work as employees, come from another home and then sleep somewhere, eat how you don't know, even sleep with whose wife you don't know, and then come with from where you don't know even. That is a sell force, but they are now using a force to sell the thing. That's why they are not longer there. So that is the difference between driving this one, the sell force, into a market squares. It drive them to where? To a market squares, and then bothering this one. Some people which has been too defensive to the unions, on those areas there. We are at least this one union ourselves. We are fighting the cases which are rising, and then we are slowing those cases down, and then somewhere there you wanna bother me as if you are the one in charge of those cases. You wanna turn those burden to me here by giving the burden to myself, and then so that you feel yourself there you are secured. That is not it. Okay, so that is one priority, one area there. And then why is this one a Salesforce using this one a market entries once they failed market tax and collections? So if once they failed this one market tax and market collections, that is when the customers refuse them, and then the customers failed to come and buy the same product at the same price. That is when the price is jumping up and down and howly, because that is a sell force. The guy tell the other guy this is not how it is, and then they talk themselves friendly. But how introduction is done, that is particularly introductions. Who built edition London Stars? That is your respect, that is your introductions. Always will build that respect for you, and then will build that London Star for you. If no, and then nothing else. That's capacities to do with this one, the defense system to this one, to Salesforce. That is a Salesforce. Unless you are Salesforce, unless you are disadvantageous, and then that is the whole things become a Salesforce. Of course, it's non-traditional associated others. That's why you are. We will get you sitting again on the door. You're gonna say it, I open even these doors, because why? Because their case is involved with the backlogging. That's when they backlog, and then the sell tax failed, and then the sell tax fails, and then the office tax fails, and then the collection failed. You know. So that is particularly areas which are affecting, and then what make this one Salesforce this one today sitting by market entries, and then why? That is we said collection from high authorities tend to be minor, okay, tend to be very 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 minor, and then the collections on which Salesforce hide the ideas of Salesforce by trending in new Salesforce of outbreak other than non-outbreak enforcements. Whatever they're in Salesforce, when they want the price like this, not down, and then they want the price like this, and then what is the cases that they should be handling. Things belong to a doctor. Why shall you involve yourself? Every individual has their days, how they are making out, and then how they are doing their things. And then what are not addition, which are not addition, the self-force duties, but are hospital duties. Okay, the self-force is there sitting on the doors, and then those doors others do not belong to the doctors. That is a big mall. You cannot turn it to hospital. It's not a safe to how many people you wanna kill here in this city. So it's not safe. We have hospital there. We have hospital there. If you look at the edition University of Western Ontario, because of the hospital there, someone turned that university a hospital. And then if you look here, we don't have a student, as if this city doesn't have even students. If we have a student here, anytime I go out there, a student will come with their respect, as if their professor is not educated, as if this city is not educated. That is everything you see there is a self-force, as if army selling, army which are rebel army selling the whole thing there. No respect, no nothing. Whatever I'm not employed, whatever I'm not working there, I'm not longer killing the chicken for you. And then you want me to kill the chicken, and then I don't have the authorities. Okay, I don't have the authorities, and then there should be at least a respect. You know, maybe you people you are too good to the people who know how to kill the chicken, who know how to kill the chicken on daily basis, and then they're staying out of the homes. Their purpose is to kill only the chicken, and then they will be able to come there. But their coming there is not coming. That is how you guys maybe want. We are not too sure about that. And then that is the cases to do with backlog. Was the backlog this one? Was the backlog to high authority intense worst? There in those areas tend worse. That's why the high authorities, where you guys you are taxing the water the order, and then collecting the orders, and then those high authorities chase you guys, and then nowhere to stand, and then nowhere to sit, because you are using a force, because already the office administrator is also knocked down by you guys. You guys, you beat the office administrator. Everything there is like a rebel now control the whole thing. The government even cannot enter there anyhow. They then cannot even found that information because you guys, you are messing there like a kids and no administrators down there, or what? What is the scenarios? Because that is really, to me, to my assessments, is the stupidities. That is premature and is not maturely, you know, because I cannot see a guy gonna sit on the what on the door without anything and then bothering the entries. And then I can see there all the entries, they take it, yellow text, no entries, door lock, and then someone selling inside there. What kind of a Salesforce? Either all the resident bought, and then now because the poverty with the office is very much, and then all the office move there because that is a big area, and then they lock that purpose there, and then they're using very minor people come by, but to leave the door like that for us, and then so that here we get this order, now we take it home and then we serve this much money there. That is a self force, maybe from high authorities where they are taxing, and then now the tax, another officer come very mature there inside, and then chase you guys. You are seated down there. That is what we are reporting today to the internationals. That's why if we turn to another page here, and then another page, you may say it. Indeed, a customer's paid this one, the sell force, the charges, but the point was this one availed as a denial to this one, uh, as a denial to obtain, and wasn't there to be to the Salesforce, because the guy come and then availed this point to earn hourly to that particular customers, because the customers paid very high amount of money, and then they put a certain amount of money to buy this one here, get me $1. They bought $1, and then instead paying $1, they put some cents there. Those cents they calculated and how it become $2. Okay, and then that is a sell force, and then with those orders, they're quite a denials of to obtain, to obtain back $1. Okay, they failed to obtain back $1, and then those dollars they got collected away by from the sales force, and then they took it to the office. That's become high authorities where we're saying it become high authorities. That's that high authorities where the money was collected away from you guys, the sales force, and then the authority take it away to their office, and then they lock it up there in second floors. And then you guys, now you are using that tactics. You lock these much doors, and then this one door here, one door entry only left for the customers. And then with the cities of London, is London Stars has this one 600,000 families there who are coming on daily basis, and the mall is this one 10,000 capacities. So households 10,000 capacities only have one entries door there, and then how comes that your sales force, you lock the doors and then you sit by the door? What is your purpose there? So that's the reasons there. I'm saying that is how they run that. And then the London Stars, did the sales force really travel? Do they travel, or is anyone in their household also traveled on their behalf? The sales force teams, the guys who sit on the doors. Does that areas where they collected this kind of high fee, and then the individual they collected the money from came from USA, the other one come from China, the other one come from Brazil, the other, myself I come from Africa, and then this one come from UK, and then this one come from Europe, and then the other one from Mexico or Australia. Is the sales force travel to these kind of countries and then they got knocked down, that you should go back, and then you don't respect our families member who are residing there, and then we know their situations. This is their situation. How comes that you are able to come here, and then how comes that you look more miserable, and then they are looking more responsible? How comes that myself I look more responsible, and then speaking more responsible? And then what make you travel to these countries? How responsible are you? What is your responsibility capacities? And then which guy you take there to that countries who negotiated for you and then failed? And then they sent them the guy back. And then what a Salesforce and then what outbreak disease does the individual brought from that countries? That you are researching, and then you don't know how to introduce yourself, you don't know how to respect yourself, that you today you sit on the door there and down there, and then we enter another lockdown yesterday, and then what is the regions over the Clara Mall city malls? The city mall is 10,000 capacities, and then how comes that there is a lockdown down there? And then how comes that there are some stores that are open, some areas that are closed? How comes that the liberal entries is always closed around there? What is the reasons? So this is this one. Our YouTubers, let's say our YouTubers, Currenciers, decided a failure to search a Salesforce group who had travels either USA, Asia, Africa, Europe, UK, Brazil. Does that guy got fired by one of the YouTubers who overcross the systems areas of with the London stars? Your defense is different. London Stars defense is different. The hospital defense is different. That's their responsibility, not your responsibility. Which areas is your involvement? That is a regard. So indeed, you are Salesforce, and then please answer to those questions down there. I left them for you. Answer them yourself. So you are bothering me too much. I want to do my things. If you don't know me, this is me. The real face will come back there to Clara Mall. What is you bothering me? You're so stupid. I will go and fight you even tonight.